Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the lesson metals and non-metals. Dear students, you are very much familiar with the metals like iron, gold, copper, platinum, silver, etc. And I'm very sure that you have noticed different properties of them. Like these are hard, these are shiny. In this picture also you can observe metals are shining, and these are good conductor of electricity. You have observed your window grill that is made up of iron. It is very hard, and because it is hard, so we are using iron to make window grills. Utensils we are using at our home, these are shiny. Jewelry we are making with the metals because these are shiny, these are malleable and ductile and all, so we can very easily make these jewelries. Let us start with the properties which are given in your book on page number 82. First one is, at room temperature all metals are solid except mercury. Here in your book gallium is also written. This is incorrect. At room temperature it is not exist in liquid state, it exists in solid state only. So the only metal which found in nature in liquid state is mercury. Okay, so please cut it down in your book also. Second is, metals are lustrous, means shiny. They have shiny surface. Then metals are malleable, means they can be beaten into thin sheets without breaking. It means when we will hammer the metallic surface, they will convert into thin sheets. But if we will hammer a brick, if we will hammer a wooden piece, it will broken down into pieces. So it means these are brittle. Okay. Then next is ductile. Ductile means they can be drawn into thin wires. D for ductile, D for drawn. So you can easily learn that malleable means converted into sheets and ductile means converted into wires. Into wires we can very easily make wires of metals because these are ductile in nature, except zinc. One exception is written here. Yes, this is correct. Zinc is brittle in nature, means the zinc is very less malleable. If we will hammer the zinc pieces, what happen, it will broken down into pieces. We cannot make thin sheets of zinc. Okay. Then metals have high melting and boiling points because the constituent particles by which metal is made up of, the force between them is very strong, so it takes or it requires a large amount of energy, heat energy, to melt them. Then metals have high density because these are heavy substances. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, so we are using wires made up of metals. At your home also you may observe all the electrical appliances having wires. These are made up of copper or sometimes aluminium also. Next is, metals are sonorous, that is they make a characteristic sound when they hit any surface. uh, Characteristic sound means they produce a ringing sound which is long lasting. Okay, like this ton, this is called ringing sound. If you will hit a plastic surface or wooden surface or even the wall, sound will be produced, but that sound will not be ringing. Okay, so when you will hit a metallic surface, ringing sound will be produced. So that is the characteristic of metal. This is the property of metal, and now one by one we will understand them with the help of pictures. Here this is the picture of liquid mercury. This is shiny, you can observe. Okay, this is metal, and this exists in liquid state at room temperature, and the different chemical properties, all the chemical properties of mercury are of metal, so this is a metal. Okay, so this is the picture of liquid mercury. We use this liquid mercury in thermometer to measure the temperature. This is the thermometer, picture of thermometer, that glassy one which doctors are using, or might be you all have at your home also. Here you can observe from the bottom the darker part, greenish darker part, this is the mercury. This value you can read out the reading by this, okay, up to which reading it reaches. This is up to 36.5 or 6, you can write 36.6. Okay, this So by this we can measure the temperature in thermometer. So when the temperature will be increased, this mercury which filled up at the lower part, it will goes upside, and we can measure the temperature. We can see the reading over this thermometer. Nowadays we are using this kind of thermometer, which is digital one. In this directly we can read out the readings here, like this 37.0 degrees Celsius. So this is the modern one. The next point we have studied, that is lustrous. So yes, gold, silver, copper, these are lustrous metals. Not only these, other metals are also lustrous. One point I want to add here, sometimes metals becomes dull, the surface of metals becomes dull, they appears dull, like copper objects. If you used at your home, if you will not wash them regularly, then they will become dull. Silver, gold, they will not become dull very easily, okay, but copper or objects, or iron, है ना, iron objects, you may observe that it becomes dull, it is not so shiny always. Why? Because metals have tendency to react with atmosphere. In the atmosphere, oxygen gas is present, carbon dioxide is present. Metals get reacted with these gases, and moisture also, with water also. In air, moisture is also present. So metal will get react with atmospheric gases and moisture, so their surface will become dull. This is the picture of an iron piece, okay, and this is not so much lustrous because they get corroded. Corroded means they have reacted, this piece have reacted with atmospheric gases and moisture, and a film of iron oxide get deposited over it. See, in this reaction you can observe iron get reacted with oxygen in the presence of moisture. All three will get reacted with each other, and hydrated ferric oxide, which is rust, that will be formed. So due to a formation of rust, your metal will become dull. This is the reaction for iron only. Similarly, silver and copper also get reacted, so their surface may become dull. But the freshly prepared or freshly cut surface for the metal is always shiny or lustrous, okay. Next point we have studied, that was malleable. Metals are malleable. So in this picture you can observe, we can convert metal into thin sheets. These are the sheets of iron, and at your home also you are using aluminium foil, that is the thin sheet of aluminium metal only. These are the sweets. These sweets have a shiny surface, and that is made up of silver. In Hindi we call it chandi ka work, okay. On different sweets it is there, because silver is a metal, and we can convert it into thin sheets. So to decorate sweets we use this chandi ka work or silver sheet. So by these examples you can understand what is malleability. Means metals can convert into thin sheets by beating them with the help of hammer, okay. The next, ductility we have studied. Ductility or ductile, metals are ductile, means they can convert into thin wires, okay. Thin wires, this is copper wire. Similarly we can make aluminium wires also, we can make gold wires also, platinum wire also. Gold and platinum wires, these are very good conductor of heat and electricity, but we are not using them regularly in our daily life because these are the costlier one, okay. uh, some computers, in some computers we are using in the motherboard and internal parts to make them superconductor, or to make them good conductors, we use golden wires also in computers, okay. Not everywhere. In computers, high speed computers or good quality computers, we use gold platinum wires because these are good conductor of electricity. So this is the picture of school bell. Why we use metal to make a school bell? Because it produces ringing sound. Ringing sound lasts for some time, for some seconds. So it covers the larger distance. So we are using this metallic bell in schools because metals are sonorous in nature, or they produce a ringing sound. Then metals are usually hard and strong, except sodium, potassium, lithium. It is written in your book on page number 83. Potassium, sodium and lithium are the metals which are hard, which are exception. Generally all the metals are hard and strong, but these metals, sodium, potassium, lithium, these are very soft. We can cut them with the help of knife. In this picture you can observe, with the help of knife we can very easily cut sodium, potassium and lithium. Sodium, potassium, lithium all are very reactive metals, so we used to keep them or save them inside the kerosene oil, because if we will keep sodium in the air, it will react with atmospheric oxygen and moisture, and very large amount of energy will also be produced during the process, because when sodium react with water and atmospheric oxygen, the process is exothermic. It produces a large amount of heat, so it may catch fire in the presence of air or in the presence of water. So we keep them, we store them inside the kerosene oil. Okay. One science buzz on page number 83 is there in your book. That is, the composition of the earth is not entirely known, but the most abundant metal in the earth's crust is aluminium. However, earth's core likely consists mainly of iron. Okay. Earth's crust is mainly consist of aluminium. So here other word is written most abundant metal, not element. Sometimes you people get confused ki ma'am, the most abundant element was oxygen. Why aluminium is written over here? Because it is the most abundant metal, not element. If we will talk about element, then it will be oxygen, but if we will talk about metal, then that will be aluminium. Okay, so all the properties are discussed. Next time we will discuss different properties of non-metal. So thank you for the day.